It's June 1st. So for some of you guys, you know what that means. I've got basically 10 days to finish this thing up, get it on a trailer, and start heading for Slamology. So, got a few more things to get done. Got some panels and a little bit of other little stuff to get done. So, we're going to finish this up in this episode. Stick around.
Check this.
So, like I was saying, I got basically 10 days to get this thing ready. I got a lot to do, but I don't have a lot to do. So, I'm going to take you around and show you what I got to get done to this thing, and something that unexpected came up, which is good that it happened here, but it still sucks that I got to fix it. So, let me show you guys what we got to finish up. All right, so the back is basically done. Everything's wired in. If you watched my last episode, you've seen, well, I didn't show you guys it playing, but I did get everything wired in and hooked up, and I tested it on battery power, and seems like everything is working, so we're good to go. I got my batteries charged, so we got to get some panels built for this corner, kind of a little something to go along the bottom, maybe a little something to go along the top. I don't know yet. I'm just going to kind of take some scrap wood, very little scrap wood that I have left anymore, and see if I can fab something up. So basically that's all we got to get done in the back here. I want to try, if I have time, to get these panels fixed. There's nothing wrong with them per se, except over time sitting out here, especially some days with the sun hitting it, you could see that it's starting to peel some of the vinyl off, and I was never really 100% happy with these anyways. So I don't know if I'm going to try and rewrap them, if I'm going to jerk them off and try and sand them down and paint them up and make them look nice. I don't know, but that is all time dependent. So I got this one here and the other one on the other side over there that I need to get done. But like I said, that's not an absolute must. I would much rather be at the show playing with a few wrapped panels that's coming loose there than to not have something else done. So I'm going to try to get those done. And then I got to get this thing cleaned up. It's probably going to take me at least an entire day of washing and scrubbing and polishing, and I probably have to run a clay bar over it, and who knows. But we got to get this thing cleaned up. I know I should have never neglected it like I did, but 2020 is in the book, so we'll just call it at that. So that leads me up to the next thing that I have to fix that I was not anticipating. Yes, you're seeing that right. The thing is flat. So let me tell you how that happened, which in a sense, I'm glad it happened here, and I'm glad it happened now rather than out at Slamology or somewhere else. You know, it's not like I'm driving this to Slamology, but still, I mean, things happen. But anyways, bring you in a little closer here. Look what happened. Yep. My valve stems are junk. So anyways, I was trying to clean up some of the grass and stuff that was in those wheels, and I hit that, and it snapped, and it went flat. So I started looking at all my other ones here, and they're not in good shape either. So I have to pull all these wheels off, which I got to clean them up anyways. I mean, they look terrible. I got to pull all these wheels off. Probably only be able to do 2 at a time at the most. If my jack stands can hold this thing up, I don't even know. Pull 2 of them off, take them in, have them break the bead, put new stems in, put it back on the bead. Probably have to rebalance them, bring them back, put them on, take 2 more off. So that's probably going to take a half a day away from what I got to get done to this. So it's like I said, beginning of the video here, it's June 10th, and I've got, I pull out on the 11th, I believe it is. So I basically got 10 days to get all this done, and that includes days I have to work. So between now and then, 4 of those days I have to work 12-hour shifts. So I ain't going to be able to get a whole lot of anything done on those days. So basically I've got 7 days to get all this done. Can I get it done? Yeah, I can get it done. Do I want to rush it? Yeah and no. I want to make sure I do everything right, but at the same time, I want to make sure it's done and I have a day or two to kind of collect myself and think my thoughts and drink a couple cold snacks and relax before we hit the road. So, panels, front supercap, maybe those other panels, get the thing cleaned up, and the valve stems. So let's get busy. Okay, so I'm using the old cardboard technique. You've seen me use it before. You've seen other guys on some of the other bigger guy channels. Maybe one day I'll be there. I don't know. Help me. But anyways, we're going to use the old cardboard technique, and this is like the biggest extra spare box that I could have. So it doesn't have to be exactly the same size. I just need to try to contour some of the curvature to this, and I don't know if you can see it on the film here. Let me see. No, you can't. So we'll reposition, and I'll show you what I'm trying to achieve here. Okay, so like I said, it doesn't have to be the exact size. I know what my overall width is going to end up being, and I know this is going to be a 90. No big deal. I just need to figure out this particular curve here and getting around this, because this is the bump stop for the tailgate, which kind of have to have that. That's why that's kind of notched the way it is. So we need to get in here. I might have to trim this down a little bit more. Basically, I can get in here. I can kind of trace this a little bit and start getting me a rough idea of where my curve is going to be and what the circumference of that curve is going to be, or radius, or I don't know. But you guys get my point. Okay, so I got the general shape. It's not exact, but it gives me a starting point. I'll probably cut a little big, that way I can keep trial fitting it. I would rather keep having to take it out to trim rather than just trim too much and it not be big enough, because guys, this is all I have left. Literally all the plywood I have left, and with the plywood prices right now, I am not going to go spend $50, $60, $70, whatever it is going to be in the next couple days for one sheet of plywood for two little panels at the moment. Just doesn't make sense. So I got to make this work. You can see, like I said, there ain't much here. I got to make this work and not screw it up. Can I do it? We'll see. So these square are going to be roughly 11 by 11.5 inches. So let's see if I even have enough here. All right, so I got exactly 2 foot. So I don't have much wiggle room. So I got 2 foot that way. Let's see what I got here. And I got about 1 foot here. So I got an inch of play. So like I said, 11 by 11.5. I'm going to cut them a little large, and it will start trimming down. So we'll get some cuts here. What did I figure? 11 wide. So let's get started at 11 exactly. Now, I don't think this is square here. I'm pretty sure this is square. Yeah, that looks like it's was a pretty square cut here, but that's not square up here, as you can see, with all that jibber jabber. So I'm going to get my larger square out, and we'll shoot that up that way, and then I'll square it up coming this way, because I know this is a factory edge. I've got this cut down, and I got my template traced out, as you can see here. I don't know how well you can see that there, but I cut it out here and just transfer it here. So I'll get out the jigsaw and we'll start slowly trimming some of that off and test fitting it. Now the beauty thing is, once I get this one done, all I should have to do for this side here is just flip it over and it'll be a carbon copy, because if I do everything right, let's hope I can, probably not, but it should be a carbon copy. So we're going to get this cut out now and we'll start test fitting. Okay, this is the first test fit, and as you can see, I didn't have much wiggle room to begin with, so we kind of screwed up. So I got a bit of a gap over here. How am I going to fix that? Well, there's a couple things I could do. Once I wrap this, it's going to give me a little bit of wiggle room. So I could take it over. It's going to give me about that much there, probably, give or take. Or I could just brain it on over to here, like so, which looks more like a better fit. And I could just slap a couple panels here. This is kind of what I've done here with this long spare piece that I had to cut off. So I could wrap it up like that, and we could call it a game. And then I got to make something for the bottom here, which in the end is probably what I'm going to have to do. So like I said, well, stupid thing. So I was off just a little bit, but like I said, I didn't have much wiggle room to begin with. I thought I cut large, but apparently I didn't. So that's just the way it's going to be, guys. I got no choice. So let's get the other one cut out and we'll see what we do for the middle. So just flipping her over and putting it on this side, it's basically the same thing. So my only solution is to bring them over a little bit, slap a couple middle ones together, get it all wrapped up, get it screwed in, and the back's done, besides getting it cleaned up and getting some things polished. Okay, so just a touch more on that one. Pretty much got it where I want it. This one, basically a carbon copy, but it's not fitting quite the same distance, or I guess width-wise it's fine, but around the bump stop here, it's a little different. So we'll keep trimming on this and see if we can get that to fit in there any better. All right, I think I got them about the best I'm going to get them at this point. I really don't care. I took a little piece of scrap molding that I had, and we'll slap that there and we'll see what that looks like once it's all, get some wrap on it. So pretty much done cutting, so let's get some wrap on these and see what they look like then. All right, it's starting to get dark on me. We're going to be wrapping up for the night, but I've got all of them but this one wrapped now. So I don't want to put this one in until I get the other one. That way I make sure I got my, I don't know, my gaps correct. But yeah, this is going to go up here. And I hate wrapping vinyl, and I suck at wrapping vinyl. That's going to go up here like this. So then everything's going to be, it looked better than it did anyway. Try to hold that. So that's what it's going to look like. It'll look a little better. So we'll see if I can get any more done here before it gets too much darker on me. Well, I pressed on and got this knocked out. I'm only about 65% happy with this. A lot of problems with the glue. That was a brand new can of glue, but it just sucked. And this vinyl is a couple years old and it just wouldn't stretch right for me. I've still got wrinkles in it, but it is what it is. It's good enough for the show. Try to back up a little bit, so we could say that the rear is done for now. After slam, I'll pull it off. I don't know, maybe it would look better, different contrast if I just wrapped it in carpet, because I hate vinyl. Well, I don't hate vinyl, I hate wrapping vinyl. So maybe if I hit it with some carpet or something, it'll give it a different contrast. I don't know, but that's just the way it is for now, and that's good enough. get that front battery in now, and maybe get those other panels done besides getting these wheels fixed and getting it cleaned up. So we're going to wrap it up for tonight, and depending on what the weather is doing tomorrow, because we're supposed to get some rain, so I may have the big canopy up and working underneath of it. I may not. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. It's the next day. It sucks outside. It's the first time I'm actually seeing this in the daylight. I guess it doesn't look too bad, but I'm still not happy with it. But like I said last night, it is what it is. We're just gonna send it. So it rained most of the night and part of the morning. It hasn't rained in a while. It's kind of dried up a little bit, but getting a little later start than I wanted to. And you can see here it's just been overcast and dreary. So we're going to start on getting the Supercap in. So I got the hood up. So we'll have to get some of these wires situated. We'll have to get this battery out, get these moved around, because like I said before, there's a process of putting these Supercaps in. But I want to get some of this cleaned up underneath here. It's looking pretty dingy. Leaves and pine needles and whatnot. So we're going to get some of that cleaned up, and we're going to get this battery out. All right, I got 97.64% of the leaves and pine needles and crap swept out of there, and cobwebs, literally cobwebs. Got the battery tray all cleaned out. So what we need to do now is get some of these cleaned up. As you can see, these are a little corroded, and I'm feeling raindrops. So I got my canopy ready. If I have to throw it up, I can throw it up. But got to get some of these cleaned up. Like I said, this is just corrosion, and this is from basically mixing metals. You know, these are all copper, and my my disconnects, or not my disconnects, but my my battery connections are aluminum, so you're going to get a little bit of corrosion. So we're going to get those cleaned up next. Okay, do some of these easier ones first. I got my cheese poker here. These are corroded pretty bad. So it's going to take this and start knocking all this off. And there's one, 4, 3, 4, something like that, maybe 5 to go. Make sure I get them all pulled back up. But as you can see, looks a little better than it did. So we're going to keep working on those. All right, we got those all cleaned up pretty much good as new. Battery trays cleaned out, best I'm going to be. So let's go get the cap. We're going to get the terminals off of it. That way it makes it easier to set it down in here, and then I can work it all back together. Side project to the project. I had to modify my my battery tray just a little bit to accommodate the Group 34 since originally they're supposed to take a group 78. The group 34s ain't really any longer, but they're a little bit wider. And the way this was curving right here, it just wouldn't sit flush in here. So I got the old trusty Sawzall out and whacked off a little bit and knocked it down a little bit with my cheese poker. So I'm going to slap a little bit of paint on it just to make it look a little better than it is and help stop some of that rust. Well, I didn't have any black spray paint laying around, so I had the next best thing, red. Can't hurt nothing, right? I don't know. Okay, so I got the battery in, and I got it bolted down, and it fits much better now that I modified the battery tray a little bit, and you really can't see it. But it fits nice and flush now like it's supposed to. I went ahead and hooked my grounds up. So these are connected to the lithiums in the back now. Like I said before, there is a process to do it. You can't just hook into it with your positive because that gives you a risk of explosion because this thing has to be charged, and it has to be, I guess, charged in a certain way, and that's where they supply a halogen light that you tie into it, and I'll try to show you how that works. But basically it acts like a balancer. You hook the light into your positive, and the light will come on, and the light will be super bright, and over time it'll gradually start getting dimmer and dimmer before it goes out. And when it goes out, the cap is then resting at the same voltage as your other batteries, and then it is safe to hook into it. Just because of the fast charge and discharge that these put out, you can't just hook them straight in. So I'm trying to figure some stuff out here of how to get all these routed so I can hook this up correctly. Yeah. I'm having a time with some of my wires here because, like I said, I went ahead and I taped that up. Didn't want no accidents. Didn't want nothing touching it and sparking off and something fusing to it or the whole battery blowing up and just not good. So anyways, I'm rambling. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. But that's where I'm at right now. Jeez. All right, so I am now in the process of essentially charging this cap. As you can see, like I said before, you hook all your grounds in. Don't hook no positives up yet. All right, so just to be on the safe side here, I have taken some towels and put them around here so nothing ends up arcing or sparking off. Putting them down here. I got the light connected to one run from my rear batteries, and as you can see, this light is burning, and it is super, super bright right now. The longer this takes, the dimmer that light will go, and then when that light is completely out, it's safe to hook it in. So like I said, this could take 20 minutes. This could take, let me see if that was getting hot. I know the bulb's hot. This could take 40 minutes. It could take an hour. I don't know. So basically, once you clamp it down, let the light bulb burn, clamp it and walk away, because it's a waiting game at this point. And as you can see, it's pretty bright. I've checked my voltage already. I'm resting at 13.3 in the rear. So when this battery gets to, or when the caps get to 13.3, light will go out, be safe to hook it in. So, okay. I put this on at, it's out now, obviously. Put this on at 5:25. It is now 7:23. I didn't catch it going out. I was in the garage there, moving some stuff around. It was still burning pretty dim, and then I came out. I was like, it went out. But anyways, so almost 2 hours on the button for this to go out. I mean, heck, I walked away. In the meantime, I went to the store, cooked dinner. We had steaks, corn on the cob, a few cold snacks, and now it's out. So let's finish getting this hooked up, and then maybe we can fire this thing up and let it rip just a little bit. It's kind of getting late now, so I'm not going to piss neighbors off. Well, all right, all right, all right. Got her all hooked up. Let's fire this puppy up. Yeah. All right, she's running. I got no lights. I don't know why my voltage meter ain't kicked on yet. Oh, I know why, because the stereo's not on. I got to program it because it has been sitting so long. There she goes. Idling at 14.4. Alright. Gonna have to make some adjustments. Obviously, my head unit's reset. So we need to let it run, spit the cobwebs out of the motor, whatnot. So check back here in a few. Okay, everything seems to be running cool. Nothing's getting hot. Those are very cool to the touch. Obviously my amps aren't warm at all because I haven't really gotten into it too much. But it's I tweaked the head unit a little bit. Idling at 14.6 at about 800 RPM, give or take. It's purring like a kitten. Ran a little rough when I first started it, but like I said, I had to get had to blow the cobwebs out of her. Still don't have any check engine lights or anything like that, so yeah, it's running pretty good. So tomorrow when I come out and work on her, because I got to work on those wheels now, get those valve stems replaced, but I'll check on the oil and check on my fluids real good and top everything off that if it needs topped off. But yeah, yep. All right, that's going to be it for this one. Stereo wise, electrical wise, it is 100% ready for Slamology. Like I said, fired it up, got things going with it. Still got a lot of tweaking to do. Mosquitoes. Still got a lot of tweaking to do, and got to get those subs broke in. And it's like 8:30 in the evening, and I only got into it a little bit. I'm not going to mess with my neighbors or make my neighbors mad because I don't do that. I keep it respectful. So it's getting later in the evening. Now tomorrow might be a different story. About noonish, I might just let it rip. But anyways, it's 100% done. Only thing we got to do now is get those valve stems fixed, get it cleaned up, get it on a trailer, and get it out there. So it is Tuesday evening, June 2nd. I got way more done in the last 3 times I worked on this than I expected. I figured I would be working on this thing all the way up till the minute I put it on the trailer. Not the case. Kind of makes me a little relieved. So anyways, that's going to be it for this one. I don't know if I'll do a video on cleaning it or not. I don't know that if you guys be interested in that or not. I don't know. Drop a comment. Let me know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But anyways, if you're new to the channel, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like shot. I always mess that up. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and like button, and share it. Let everybody know, hey, you know, maybe you think I do cool stuff. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to be it. That's going to be it. I'm done. I can't talk. Anyways, so until next time, guys, bass on.